Okay, sup, welcome. This is W versus SATA, round 3, day 4. There is currently one more round left to go, but for now, we will be having SATA versus WL. Sorry about the no upload for the last 2 days. I had a lot of stuff going on, so my bad about that. Now then, onto the game we go. It does seem like we'll be having one coming out here with a trump card detention, alongside with fast pallet breaking. The survivors team comp currently is a female dancer, patient, first officer, and an antiquarian. And then patient using the first hook here, trying to rotate in towards small boat is a really good choice. Should be able to play around these pallets here. It's a little bit hard for BonBon to land chain bombs in this area, so it's highly unlikely that BonBon will throw any chain bombs on the small boat, but instead will wanting to throw it down here. If this that didn't manage to chip, sadly. If that went down, that definitely could have chipped from Xiaoyu's side. The BonBon right here still wanting to chase after a patient. I think this is genuinely just a difference between like a sculptor and a BonBon. BonBon can land chain bombs easier, but sculptor's statue does count as an obstacle, so you still do have a chance to cancel patient's hook animation. But here, as you can see, landing a chip right there, Sally didn't really use that hook to create distance over that window, which is a little bit more unfortunate of a situation. But once again, this bomb doesn't go down. It does seem like you need to move back a little bit to throw that bomb down. But of course, from patient's idea as well, the bomb coming out, that chip, that didn't hit. The flywheel was already used as well. Now then, wanting to put one down once again, this should be able to hit the patient. Very nicely done, because I think if the patient vaults here, it could have been a terror shock, so you don't really want to risk that. And then here, as you can see, 3 ciphers has been done from WL side, and Xiaoyu actually has banned Embalmer first as a BonBon for this one. So banning Embalmer first, it's just like Embalmer, as we've seen in tourneys, compared to rank, Embalmer is really good. Like at worst you can tie, but at best you can definitely win or turn into a three man escape for endgame. But here, as we do see as well, it doesn't seem like first officer wants to come in anytime early, and of course Xiaoyu is not actually saving his bombs at all, just in case of the fact that someone actually does come in right before half. But alongside the survivor side here, middle cipher is currently at 96%. If they do decide to sell here, I don't think it'd be too bad, but it's probably better to come in for a rescue anyways. You might as well get that 20-second tie time in. And then with the first officer being hit, getting a chip there, Sally didn't really get a terror shock hit, but it does not seem like the patient will be able to continue here any longer, considering the fact that there is still 40 seconds left on flywheel, and it's also with the fact that he does have no items remaining. I guess the only good news really is the fact that at least this BonBon can tie, is what we're gonna say right now. Survivors here most likely decided to, like, the only reason why they decided to sell, it does seem like the antiquarian is here for overtime work, but it doesn't seem like Xiaoyu wants to walk towards Shack. I think that's just really the difference between like antiquarian, prospector, and forward and battermains in general, because they have their own harass not rhythm, but like they have their own harass technique, they have their own harass routes, they have their own style of harass, let's say, because antiquarian focuses more on, you know, steady, stable, fast pace, like just distance closing harass. And then you have a batter who can do like ranged harass, which, you know, sculptor can definitely counter when it comes to balloon rescuing. And then you have a forward who basically, you know, it's a lot of mind games on forward now because of Michizu. But anyways, back to the game we go. Now then, it does seem like the first officer will get an immediate chip right there, but that's not too bad, getting stuck a little bit there. The last cipher is currently at 90%, so it's all really up to a female dancer with like a few slow music boxes here for BonBon. It's also, we do see that it's a bit unfortunate, but we do see the antiquarian nearby as well. Now it's a female dancer, that's one slow music box deployed. I guess we can just do a no damage rescue here, which will probably be much more better for the survivors. But here, as we can see, if we drop the pallet in here, we can immediately pop. If we change targets here, we can immediately pop. But there's no way, I don't think Blink can come in here. Blink coming in here would be really bad. It'll end up as a 3-man game if Blink really comes out here. Now then, let's see. Female dancer still does have one more slow music box, and female dancer is trying to rotate in towards Big Boat right now. Dancing in towards Big Boat, that's a very nice style. I mean, it does live up to female dancer's name of being a dancer. But here, as we do see as well, I don't think blinking out here is that much of a great idea, considering the fact that female dancer does have that slow, not slow, fall down movement speed buff right here. As we can see, what's probably best for BonBon here is to suffocate the female dancer as much as possible, but also to make sure that he stays on this side of the map. Now then, that remote control bomb actually did manage to chip, thankfully. Female dancer definitely cannot get out of this situation right now as easily as we think, and of course, ooh, just barely getting the hit. I think female dancer actually got stuck there by the barrels, which is a little bit more unfortunate, but getting the chair right here, it should be a guaranteed tie for Xiaoyi's side. Now then, let's move on towards second half. Yeesh, okay. Okay, now then, welcome towards second half of game 1 for our third game today, for our round 3 today, let's say. Now then, it does seem like Pepe will be coming out with his main again, if we do remember from a while back as well. If I remember correctly, it was WBG versus... no, it was WL versus Reborn, in which... I think Reborn Tien's Naiad got dungeoned by the WL survivors, which is very fun to watch. But here, as you can see, this will become 2 public teams against each other, so this will be a little bit better to see. But it does seem like Seer decides to fall down immediately first. I feel like if Seer just played around there, it probably could have been better, considering the fact that if you just run towards that corner right there, Naiad can't really moisture you at all. But it does seem like Xiaosu wants to play this more safely. And then getting the owl right here, what's probably better for Seer is jumping down here just to take the normal hit, but sadly flywheel is not ready. So I mean, at the end of the day, whether you give the owl or not, it's still going to be a hit for Seer right there, considering how bad of a position he's in. And then going up once again, Xiaoyi jumping up, but Seer cannot. If Seer jumps down here, it's game over. It's really game over for Seer to jump down here. It's really unfortunate where he was containing, but of course Pepe utilizing this right now. It's not the best. It's really not the best, considering how, like, Survivor's team comp here, you do have an Embalmer to guarantee the tie. But if the Survivor wants to aim for more right here, we need the first officer to go up towards 2-story right now, so now you can't do anything against the first officer. Because when it comes to Big Bow basement, you can sell easier than anywhere else, considering the fact that all you have to do is stay up near towards the top and decode that cipher. If the hunter comes up, the Survivor will jump them. So sees where the first officer is right now. If the first officer decides not to rescue right here, it does seem like it'll become a forced rescue instead. Now, of course, Pepe wanting to play a little bit more mind game right here, but sadly with a 10% movement speed ball from first officer, it's not really that good. We also do see that there is the, I think, no, that's the Embalmer right there with the tail. Yeah, I thought that was Acrobat. I was wondering, I thought that was Mercenary actually with the tail. But anyways, if Loban was forced a stopwatch here, then it's not really that good. Cause like you could say, yeah, let's sell, but if you're forced a pocket watch, I don't think it's really worth it, especially with the fact that there was 2 survivors who wasn't decoding during the time that first officer was being chased. Then throws a mud ball right here, but sadly it does seem like the Naiad will have to step on the mud ball, blinking out here immediately. I do not think it's a good idea for Kirito right here to run in towards... he's still within the moisture area if I'm not wrong, even if he comes in. No, he's not in the... okay, thank God he's not in. But for Kirito right here, he needs to continue for a little bit longer. The flywheel comes out, but it does seem like that flywheel came out just in case... well, not... well, I mean, denied the flash, but just in case Naiad actually walks through that pallet and it hit it, Acrobat. But it does seem like right here Acrobat still has a lot of area to contain, considering the fact that this puddle wasn't really made that well. Then jumping into the slope, it's still not too bad. I think it's one normal rescue. I think we just need a rescue before half. I think that's all what we need. But it does seem like Embalmer wants to see the Acrobat's face right now. And of course, our... who's that? Oh yeah, sorry, our first officer is going to come down from Big Bow. Bit of an unfortunate situation, but Embalmer definitely has to rush the cipher. Now then, throws the harpoon out. That cipher will not be able to be decoded anymore. I think Embalmer should rotate in towards Big Boat instead. Even though you may argue, yeah, you might as well keep that there. But since Embalmer does have flywheel, I guess we'll pop that cipher open beforehand. Now then, using the stopwatch right here, it's gonna be really scary for first officer, but it does seem like it hit the chair. It was a before half rescue, but it's you really have to rely on Acrobat to contain here and not contain in towards Big Bow. I mean, you could contain towards Big Bow if you want to. That's only if you can rebound kite for a especially long time. But of course, jumping out right here now, you cannot catch up. Probably could just put down the pallets right here, just whenever he seems like he could do so. But getting down there immediately, wanting to wish for that rescue, but it's a little bit of an unfortunate side. But I don't think this Embalmer's I don't think this Embalmer's coffin can actually stall enough time for the last cipher to be done, considering the fact that it was a double down from first officer's side. I did say you can put down pallets at any time, but I didn't mean when the hunter uses attack animation. Now then, let's see where the coffin is. It does seem like the coffin is currently spawned very close towards the shack right now, but also from Acrobat's side, he shouldn't use that. Oh no, he used it. Okay, never mind. I thought the invisibility was gonna stay for quite a bit of time, but here, as we do see as well, Acrobat needs to contain for at least 60 seconds for the last cipher to be done right here, and 60 seconds against a Naiad is not gonna be that easy. And then being the Acrobat to put them to pallet right there, and of course does not have pallet speed boost, gets a flywheel out though, but there's no balls remaining on Acrobat's hands. And it does seem like this will be more than a tie from Pepe's side. Kirito has contained for 100 seconds already, but it's really just that double down right there that cost them the game. Now then, with teleport ready, especially on the way as well, it does seem like Pepe will immediately teleport. And then who do we see first? We do see where the trail is being left by the Embalmer right now. Embalmer being chased right here could potentially mean that this can't become a 4. I mean, it can become a 4 elimination regardless of whether he chases after the Embalmer or the first officer. Because it's really just the fact that none of them have items to contain, didn't get the hit right there over the pallets. It does seem like Pepe will not be chasing after the Embalmer anymore, considering the fact that locking ciphers is definitely much more important than looking for an Embalmer. We do see that the first officer is currently at 60% moisture level right there, so that's not a good sign for the survivors right here from SATA's side. Getting a 4-man elimination is going to hurt them the most. Then getting the burst in right there, the dungeon is not nearby, but there will be Tinnitus popping in from Naiad's location right here. We do see as well on the top bottom left hand side of our screen with the with the Embalmer trying to rotate in towards it wouldn't really help. I mean, you could stall enough time for first officer to get up, but by the time that first officer got up, I feel like there's only 10 seconds left until your teleporter is ready from the 9th set. Now then, 70% moisture right here, definitely wants to land at least one teeny tiny moisture, but it does seem like we'll be getting the dash here, and of course getting stuck there once again. It does seem like SATA survivors do have to work on their side steps and movements in general when it comes to obstacles. But of course here, as we do see as well, we're going to have a surrender from WL side, and let's congratulate Pepe for the 4-man elimination. Moving on.